Is my mic? There we go. How we doing? Welcome to Pick Set. I kind of look like Baker right now. No?
The headband.
Headband. I look great.
Beard.
Welcome to Pick Central. Today we are presented by the best. Big F, show him the bottle. Show him the candy cane. Fireball whiskey. It's the best. It's the best in the business. Any holiday party, literally any party. I'm going out tonight. You know what I'm going to drink before I go? Fireball. You know what I'm going to drink when I go there? Fireball. It's the best drink ever. Again, I always say this. I hate when you go out to a bar and everyone's like, "What do you want? What do you want for a shot? You want this tequila? Oh, I don't like that. I don't." Every single person loves Fireball.
Well, the number one shot in the U.S.
You'll never get like no one will grow and be like, "Oh, you're getting that." No, it's like, yes, that's a good one. Easy. It feels good, tastes good. It's the best drink in the world. Go get your Fireball everywhere. Free your fire with an ice cold shot of Fireball. All right. First of all, we got just me and Big Ev today. We want to do calls. We're going to talk about, obviously, we're going to talk about Baker.
It's a big NFL day.
Big NFL. I want to do NFL.
Just Army Navy. There's just one college game.
I don't want to talk about
bowl games. Bowl games don't start for like another week still.
Yeah,
we got plenty of time to talk about that next week. Big NFL. There's not even much college basketball today.
Big FCS playoff night tonight. We got some big matchups.
Is there FCS
playoffs tonight? Incarnate Word, Sacramento State, two high-flying offenses. That one totaled 77.5.
I would say you got picks, Ebo. You got any FCS picks?
I don't really have any strong takes, but I kind of want to just take the over in that game because those offenses are fun as fuck.
Real quick,
I can get behind that.
What picks did you pick today?
Oh, Bellator.
I was like, you said
two
I was like,
two of them were Bellator, and then
I saw your text. I was like, what the fuck? I felt like an idiot. I was like, who's this? No, it's fine.
I haven't dove as much into college basketball yet, so I've been doing just like a couple picks here and there college basketball. Yeah, there's Bellator tonight, so I'll be watching some of that. I'll be at Sansom tonight.
Nice.
We got Rough and Rowdy. Grace O'Malley's fighting. Lang, Pac-Man Jones rematch. Abel brothers are back. Flying over the ropes.
Yeah, let's talk about that real fast. Tonight, go buy Rough and Rowdy. It's if you
8 o'clock.
Ebo, tell me if I'm wrong or not. If you buy the fight like $30, you get vouchers for Balls Beachwear.
Yep.
All
like
different
wood
types.
grooming,
$20 at the store.
Yeah, the Barstool Sports store.
Yeah, so you're buying the fight, and then you also are getting vouchers for other stuff, which is crazy. So go watch Rough and Rowdy. There's going to be a lot of famous people there tonight. I'm going to just leave it at that. There's going to be famous people there. Like, there's a girl that I feel like people don't know this. There's a girl who's in, like, David Dobrik's vlog squad fighting.
Yeah.
What's her name again? It's Amy, Tammy, forget her name, but she's fighting someone.
We got the vlog squad.
The vlog squad's probably going to show up. Like, the Abel brothers are electric. And then Pac-Man Jones with Bobby Lang is just...
I love
awesome.
that I don't know if you saw Redline Radio interviewed him. Just sit in the salon chair, just get his hair done.
Big-ass dip.
Big old dip in.
Big
old dip.
But Rough and Ride's the best. Jerry's going to be doing the Ring Girls. Dan and Dave, Robbie, all the best. Caleb and Roan. It's the best.
Large, everybody.
And we also have a other broadcast with...
They're doing a fight companion. It's Brendan Schaub. Honestly, he put together a sick crew. It's him,
Adam 22,
Rampage Jackson, Cowboy Cerrone, a couple legend UFC vets.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
Go watch Rough and Rowdy tonight. Buy it. All right, call in 888-786-6522. That is 888-786-6522. We're gonna start though. Anyone in the back have anything to say to me today? I don't. Zah, you're included in this. So you've been on this show.
That's a good headband.
Zah's screening calls. He's grinding right now.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this guy.
Oh, that. Oh, I'm not gonna say what I was.
Oh, did anyone read my shirt today too? Please read my shirt. Whoa, the boys. Keep calm and let Baker Mayfield handle it. That's just what you got to do. 98 yards with 1:30 seconds left.
No timeouts.
What was I wish I knew the odds on what that was. When
I wish I looked too. I thought about that after the game. I was like, I wish I knew what the money line was when it was 16-3.
Yeah.
And they just get the ball back the first time.
Because, I mean, dude, all
4
right.
minutes left.
We'll talk about the game seriously for a second. The Raiders are a joke. The Raiders, 16-3, you got to put that game away. You're one. I thought there was a lot of times they could have just went for it on 4th and 1.
The one I thought they were going to.
Yeah.
At like when I think they were on like around like midfield, like a little past midfield. Because they had third and 1, got stuffed. I thought they would go for it because if they went for it, the game was like over pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why they.
I understand why they did it because you're thinking they have no timeouts. You're thinking and the punt was unbelievable.
I
thought it was going to go.
Like
I thought it was going to go out the 20. It just rode the sideline to like the 2-yard line. You see, Matt Collins hit the gritty.
Yeah, he did gritty to it.
He gritty to down the ball.
Thing is, the Raiders they were finally kind of starting to put things together. Like if they won this game, they have an easy game next week, and then they
won this game like playoffs were like a real like they were like back really in the mix.
And I think that they play when you play pussy football, it bites you in the ass. Like you know who didn't play pussy football? Baker Mayfield. All right, obviously I'm going to jerk him off as much as I can. I literally DM'd him this morning. He's not going to answer, but I said I'm so happy for you, man. That's what I said. I am so happy for you because. In all seriousness, name a quarterback that he was there for one day.
He didn't practice with them.
He didn't practice with them. He doesn't even know who the wide receivers are. He took a flight to L.A. He said he took a gamble. He's like, before the waiver wire even hit, I took a flight to L.A., which I feel, and he's also, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he was on a Southwest flight with McVay. Like he kicked some guy out. I was watching the post game after. Ebo, did you watch the post game after? Did you see the post game where did McVay kick someone out of a seat in Southwest and put Baker on it?
I didn't see that part. I did watch him on the desk at the end of the show. I didn't see anything about McVay though.
Yeah, it was something. I forget what he said, but yeah, he said he took a flight. I don't know how you take a gamble.
Well, no, but I know they said he had the playbook for the flight.
Okay, I'm so confused on because he's like, I took a fucking gamble going to L.A. I'm like, okay, what?
So I know they talk about the two things that Herb Street mentioned in the broadcast. One was that he basically had to study the playbook pretty much on the flight, and two, Herb Street was joking that they had some event. Herb Street was there like early. Like Herb Street was like, I was literally here before he was, and he just
crazy.
Which I don't think people like. You got to really take it because like. You're obviously going to be one jerking Baker Mayfield off here, but all seriousness, like I said yesterday, I didn't want him to. I bet on the Rams. I didn't want him to play because I'd seen in the past, like when these guys just show up week of, it's usually a disaster. He played as good as you could possibly play in that situation.
I don't think people...
even prior to the game-winning drives, like he played like those 2 touchdown drives. He honestly played pretty well.
He did.
All things considered. I mean, he didn't turn the ball over. I mean, really, it's so crazy that even in the first half, the Raiders had the game by the balls. Yeah. I mean, you got to think it's 13-3. Their offense had moved the ball a ton in the first half. They were running on them, doing pretty much whatever they wanted. They kept running those end arounds with Matt Collins and just like crushing them. They drive down the end of the half. Carr throws that horrendous interception. I almost feel like that was not the game, but like I feel like if he doesn't do that, they win the game.
Yeah, and I just think this. I don't think a lot of people realize too, like, these offenses are so fucking complicated team to team. It takes people a long time to memorize it, figure it out. Obviously, they didn't go through the whole playbook, but like him showing up a day before, and also think about it. He #1 pick, very successful on the Browns, then starts to struggle a little bit, then goes to the Panthers. High expectations, like this guy. The Panthers kind of look good. They got a good roster. Literally the worst thing that could happen to him. Coach leaves. McCaffrey leaves. He gets benched. Horrible. Gets released in the middle of the season and then goes out and beats a Raider on a one day on the Rams. On a team.
That was a guy playing literally for like his career.
And that's what my next point is. Don't you think that solidified him as having a starting job somewhere or a backup for the rest of his life?
Backup 100%. I'm curious how, because I think he's a free agent after this year, so I'm curious whether I would assume they're going to keep starting him. I mean, I would imagine so. Because another thing too, you got to think about with the Rams, they have no first round pick.
Yep.
So they have no, like, tanking for them is like it does nothing for
It
them.
also sounds
They
like
might as well try to win games.
it also sounds like Stafford's injuries is.
At this point, why would you put him back in?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
4-9.
I'm saying like next year it's supposedly it's a bad injury.
Okay, so
I don't know how he comes back. You know.
Okay, so I mean, maybe they hang on to Baker for a little bit longer. I mean,
But yeah, I think there's a lot. Listen, I obviously said he was top 12, whatever. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that he's better than.
I mean, he's a top 32 for sure.
Yeah, like he should have
He's
a
a top
starting-
32. All like joking aside,
Yeah, he is. Texans. I mean, a lot of.
but I think just with him, he's in that space now where he's really got to like try to like have a good end of this year and try to prove himself.
Yes.
Which I will give him credit to because he also was literally throwing to fucking Skoronski and fucking Van Jefferson, who's like not a bad receiver, but you're talking about like the 3s and 4s were in that like 1 and 2, like no Cup, no what's his name, Allen Robinson.
Yeah, like dude, that's hard.
It was very very impressive. He's got to fight for his life right now. He's fighting for his career. I mean, if he plays well down the stretch, like you said, if the Stafford thing goes a wrong direction, I mean, who knows what could happen? Maybe somebody wants to take a shot at him next year. The problem with him is, I think you've seen enough that like his ceiling, like I think he's a good football player, but I think his ceiling is only so high. And now, like obviously he's not old, but like, he's been in the league a few years now. So I'm just curious, like how teams. Like, I think it's already kind of shown the way teams, like, no one really wanted him last year. He gets cut in the middle of this season. I don't know how much he can, like, truly resurrect it with this Rams team. Like, he obviously caught lightning in a bottle last night. He played great. We'll see if that continues.
It's just that, think about,
McVay's a great coach. So, like, if there's a spot for him to resurrect as a quarterback and, like, have a good run the end of the season and play good ball, like, this is the spot, like, to do it potentially.
Exactly. Like think about he was on the Browns. The Browns.
Stefanski was good, but I hear you.
Is in shambles at all times.
He was there with Kitchens and
the Panthers absolute in shambles franchise. You go to a franchise that one believes in them, two actually has like McVay's a unbelievable
Great coach for sure.
Like, and you could tell like they were excited for him too yesterday. Like. It was
that headbutt he had to the guy was so funny.
Who scored? Shataida.
Who scored? Brazil?
Who scored?
Come on, 1-0 Brazil. Let's fucking go.
In extra time or
Extra time, Neymar Jr. Let's go.
So I was gonna ask this before I was in the room. So how old is Neymar right now?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to put you on hold. What up?
How old is Neymar right now?
Neymar's like close to 30 probably.
He is okay. So he has been around a long time.
Yeah.
Because I was having.
You want to win, like the whole thing.
So we have a yak contest going on, and Brazil's my team. If they win the whole thing, I get a decent chunk of cash in my pocket.
Oh,
let's go, Zah.
Brazil.
All right, let's go, Zah.
I want Brazil to win.
Let's go.
Fucking Neymar.
Last question about Baker. Do you think that there's a team right now that is in contention to the playoffs who a quarterback has gone down would want him? I think they made a mistake by not signing him. And that's CCing the 49ers, even the Jets. Like the Jets with like you already sat your guy. I know I'm not saying they're a better. I mean the 49ers fucking have Mr. Irrelevant.
Purdy, like he played pretty well. This is what I said on the stream when it happened, when he went down. And I don't mean this as any like shot at Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G is a good player. Jimmy G has a. This is gonna come off like I'm really talking shit about him, and I really don't mean it to be. He has kind of like I'm gonna call it like a backup skill set in the sense that like he's a like you're not. I don't think like with Purdy you're not really changing the play calls much. Like he's a guy like he doesn't knock your socks off, but he makes good decisions. He runs the offense incredibly well. Obviously they have a good offensive line. They run the ball very well. They have good weapons like Debo and Ayuk and Kittle. So I think you stick with Purdy. I mean, he played pretty well. Obviously, things could change, so who knows? But and the Jets, like I think Mike White. I mean, Mike White had a great, played really well in the first game.
For sure.
The Vikings game was tough. They drove down a bunch and punch and touchdowns.
Don't you think that they just would have, like with the 49ers, don't you think they'd rather have the option of Baker instead of who'd they sign?
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson?
But that shows like you're not bringing him in to compete with Purdy. Like Purdy's going to be the guy.
No, that's fine, but I'm saying like
they're also saying, which
Baker
I think
can do that.
This sounds to me like a little far fetched, but they're saying Garoppolo could maybe be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
So if Purdy can just like steady the ship until, or maybe he might have to just ride it out. We'll see. But I thought Purdy played well. I mean, like I said, I think their skill sets. I think Jimmy G's obviously better. I'm not saying like he's not better, but their skill sets in terms of like their physical abilities, I imagine, aren't like crazy far apart. It's more just like the leadership and just like being the experience and the being around the offense and that kind of thing. But I don't know. I honestly don't think so. Just because like the Jets, I think they'd rather just go with like the guy like Mike White, go with the guy who's been in the offense, even go with Joe Flacco if they had to.
Yeah.
Because like bringing in a guy just like off the street in the middle of the season is tough. Like the Rams are doing it out of like pure like desperation.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody else. When your starters hurt, your backups hurt. Your Bryce Perkins, who I thought he even didn't play like for a third stringer, he didn't play terrible. They fought at least, but
for everyone, keep the tweets coming. Marty was right. Marty was right about Baker. He was unbelievable. Yesterday was the best night of my life. It was just like
it was magic. It really was. Like I could not believe it.
When it was 98 yards, I was sitting there and I was like, if he does this, it's going to blow up the internet. And it blew up the internet. He's a polarizing man, and he got it done with everything aside.
Honestly, the funny thing is when the drive started, I had Rams +7. They were down 6. When they were on the 2, I was petrified. I was like, oh, this is...
And the pick?
This is prime, like, either, like, pick 6 or prime, like holding in the end zone for a safety down 8. That's what I was afraid of. I was just begging. I was like, yo, just get off the goal line. Like, give me, like... They finally made the one completion for, like, 9 yards.
Great throw.
They at least... He made a lot of really good throws. I mean, the game winner was, like, he dropped it in the bucket.
Yeah. And the pick, though, got called... It was
a pass interference. Like, that was the right call.
All right. That is... I'll jerk off Baker at one point again, at some point. It's my day for Baker, so I don't care. But let's take our guy, Mark in Philly. How we doing, Mark?
Sup, fellas? Long time no talk. Hope all is well with my guys. Big Ev, enjoy the city of brotherly love tonight. Barstool Sansom's awesome. Anyway, I've got 2 football picks for you guys. I like Army +2.5 and Army Navy as I do every year. But I love taking the 2.5 points in a game with a total of 32.5. They've covered 5 straight. Navy's 0-2 against the spread as a favorite. I love Army here. The NFL play I'm calling in is Steelers -1.5. 4 backups have made starts for the Ravens during Lamar's career. They're 6-10 outright and against the spread in those games. Everyone loved Huntley last year, but they were 1-4 in the games he played. Ravens have lost 4 straight to Pittsburgh. Steelers are a totally different team with Watt, and they'd be in the playoff mix if he played the full year. Shout out Jersey Jerry.
That's a bold. Pittsburgh, you think the Steelers, if Pickett played all year, he'd be in the playoffs?
Well, he's saying if Watt played all year.
Oh, if Watt played, sorry.
No, I like the Army pick. I'm a big Army guy. I grew up not far from Army. And it's just one of those games like they like it doesn't even matter like who's better. I would say this year they're like pretty even. Like Navy and Army are pretty.
I will say I'm taking
close.
I'm taking the over no matter what. I always do and I never hit.
I've taken the under. I've been cashing on the under. Even when they play like when Air Force and Navy play, I take the under in the regular season.
Oh, it's smart to do that.
They just burn because it's one of those games. Even if they both score like in the first quarter, they burn so they just milk clock because all it takes is that one drive where they drive like 80 yards to like the 10 and they kick a field goal or they like go for it on 4th and 1, they get stuffed and you just get like those 10 minutes of no points and it just flips on its head and all of a sudden the over looks great and then it looks dead in the span of a quarter.
Yeah. All right, let's take Vito from Arizona, NFL. What are we doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good. Hey, what do you guys think about taking the Browns strictly on the money line this week, just because of what they've been able to do to Cincinnati in the past couple meetings?
I don't hate that.
I like them with the points. I do like them with they're catching like 5.5, 6 right now.
Think about this: the Bengals just came off a huge win.
Yep,
huge win. Browns Bengals obviously a rivalry. Like
And the Browns looked horrible. Even though they won, they looked horrible.
their defense scored 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, their offense.
Like, they-
Sean with them, and I knew that was going to take some. There was going to be some growing pains there. It's tough to just plug a guy in like week 12, and I think he only practiced for like a couple weeks, maybe like not even. And you can't even really give him all the starter reps in those time because like they're still fighting for like a spot. Like you're playing. Brissett was getting a lot of those like first string snaps during the week, but I like the Browns at the points a lot.
No, I do.
Especially if they can grab 6, I think it's a great spot. I mean, because they've shown they can run the ball on them.
Oh yeah.
And I think especially with Deshaun like still trying to work his way in the offense, they're going to lean on the run game big time. The
game I love is the Lions -2.5.
It's like it's a must bet.
I love it.
It's
man.
just an absolute, and especially it opened the other way.
Yeah.
And swung that way, like, and I'm sure people still were all over the Vikings. Like, hey, that's a absolute must bet. The Lions.
Yep.
And the Lions are playing good football. They've
good.
won 4 of the last 5. The only loss was to the Bills. That like they honestly probably should have even won that game on Thanksgiving. Lions are a different team right now. The biggest thing with them, the defense has changed a lot.
Yeah, they're just playing.
Defense
good
was
football.
bad. It's no longer.
I think
bad.
they've won 4 out of 5 of the last 5. Like they're going. All right, let's go with Dave from Winnipeg. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Marty Mayfield?
Let's go.
Forward to Rough and Rowdy. I'm looking forward to Rough and Rowdy tonight, man. I was a big time, big bad booty daddy truther, and
Oh no!
my heart.
Sorry for you. That's a brutal. You don't.
That's a big flop.
Not seeing your hero really die.
Biggest L of all time, bro.
I don't think
Never
he's
been so wrong.
I don't think he's said anything since that.
What can you say?
I think he's dead.
Yeah.
You came saying you're going to kill everybody, and then you wanted to wrestle in a boxing match.
I got a couple NBA props for you guys today. These are ridiculous lines. James Harden, both of them. James Harden over 6.5 rebounds is about plus 125. He's gone over that 60% clip this season and 75% at home. And a larger sample, including last year, has him at 63% overall over that total and 68% at home. The Lakers are among the worst in the NBA, allowing rebounds. They're 29th overall and 30th against shooting guards. I honestly don't understand how this is plus money. Harden averages 7.5 a game. And his last 3 against the Lakers, he grabbed 10, 12, and 7.
Sold.
So, like, this could be like minus 150, and it's plus 125. And his assist prop's ridiculous, too. Only minus 120 on over 8.5. He's gone over that 70% of the season and 100% at home. And, again, the Lakers are
100%?
booty at allowing assists. What was that, sorry?
100%?
100% at home this season so far. Yeah, he's gone over it every time.
I mean,
And he averages 9.7 assists per game. I mean, 8.5 is kind of low against the Lakers, who are 30th against shooting guard assists. So, yeah, I got 2 Harden. I actually got 9 props today, but I don't want to bore you guys with all that. But
no, I appreciate the call because if you tell me that
Women line, men line, numbers don't.
100% at home, and the Lakers are 30th in the league, that's crazy. Hey, I appreciate those picks.
That was like some Stephen Shea data right there.
Yeah, I'm literally going to tell Stephen Shea, like, hey, you hear about this right now?
Maybe that'll be his, too, if he's crunching the numbers.
Yeah.
He has been great this year. Shout out Shea. He's been very good with the props.
Art from L.A., what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. Big Ed, been on the Niners all year. You guys just talked about it, but just wondering what you thought about my 22-1 ticket. Put in Vegas for Niners to go all the way.
Stay with it. I'm still on them. I really like. I mean, they've shown they win without great without phenomenal quarterback play. Like I said, like Purdy. Listen, is he a drop off? Sure, but I don't think the drop off is that crazy, considering what they do on offense. I'm still a big believer. I'm still a believer that they're just a team you don't want to play in the playoffs, and now they're in first place. Like they have control at least. Like they control their destiny to win that division. I mean, they're obviously not. They're too far behind the Eagles to get a bye, but they're going to be a team that's playing home games until probably the NFC Championship game. It looks like they could maybe even sneak up into that 2 spot. No, I'm still a believer. I'm still a big believer. Jimmy G going down doesn't change it for me. And they said he could be back for postseason, so maybe
they got the roster.
That'd be a nice. They have a Super Bowl roster. That's what I've been preaching for years. That's why last year they go into Dallas as dogs. They win in the playoffs. Like they're just and I mean, they were up big in the NFC Championship game. The Rams kind of finally got the monkey off their back, beat them after they've beaten the Rams so many times. I'm still a big believer in the Niners. I'm not jumping off the train.
This weekend, Saturday, college football. Big Ev will be there. The college football
Tomorrow.
show will be there tomorrow. Army Navy
12:30
in Philly.
Yeah, Lincoln Financial in the parking lot. Well, there's a bunch of stuff posted. I forget which lot it is, but it's I know it's super close to the stadium.
We have a alum from the school of Army on the line right now. Captain Cons, how we doing, my guy?
Good, Marty. How you doing? How you doing, Ev?
Fantastic, Cons.
Yeah, I want you to.
Good.
Can you give the people just a little like how the game actually is in person and just like how tomorrow's going to go?
Yeah, so I mean, big picture, it's just a really special event, right? You got two schools that adhere to a bigger mission beyond just the football field and what they're going to do after graduation. So I wrote a blog about it this week, kind of detailing that and why it's special. Also, if you want to check out, go to $0 We interviewed Coach Monk and Army's head coach this week to talk to him a little bit about it. But it's just the pageantry around the game, both schools marching with their students marching into the stadium. Navy kind of stinks at marching, so pay attention to that because you're going to see they're going to be a little uneven, out of step, and then you'll see what right looks like when Army comes in and marches onto the field. And then, you have both teams taking the field while they do a flyover. They'll have jets for Navy.
That's always
Army,
cool. The
typically have
flyover will
helicopters.
knock you off your feet.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I did not get word that the president is going to be there this year, but he, in years past shows up. It's just a really special game. Everybody has it on their bucket list, or anybody who really knows sports has it on their bucket list for a reason. It's just a really fun time, and Barstool's college football show, as I mentioned, will be there tomorrow. Lot N, as in November. Right next to the stadium, so real easy to get to. I know Dave always enjoys going to the Army-Navy game. Casey, Brandon, Dan as well. So it's just going to be a great day. Maybe a little bit on the chilly side, but overall, good weather, good football weather. And it's the only game in town tomorrow, so I'd imagine everybody is going to be watching.
And I want to stress this.
And in terms of
go ahead, Cons.
Go ahead.
I want to stress this for the people that, and obviously it's the game where people say like there's no losers. These everybody playing this game, everybody in the stands, all the cadets in the stands are fighting for the country, nothing but respect for them. But there is genuine bad. I want to tell a story. So the first time we did the show, that I was on the show when we started, I guess this version of the college football show 5 years ago. We went. Cons was there, of course. We went. We were lucky enough to be on the field. Bucket list moment. It was incredible. Whatever you think of Mr. Trump, President Trump was there. It was just a crazy atmosphere at Lincoln Financial. And so we came on the field. We were on it kind of was this Navy sideline was kind of just the one that was closer to where we walked on the field. And Cons is a lunatic.
Yeah.
Cons is
Sure.
I've known Cons for a while now. Obviously, very nice guy. The switch flips, and Cons can say we go in there, and immediately Cons is going nuts. He's talking shit. We're on the Navy sideline. There's Navy players there that like either were injured or just not suited up in just the jerseys and like sweatpants or whatever. And I mean, they wanted to fight Cons. We got booted off their sideline. Had to go to the Army sideline. Even though, like I said, it's like this great moment, this great like cool atmosphere. This is like a serious, hard hitting, real beef. They want to rip each other's throats out between the white lines.
Yes, absolutely. Like that rivalry is there. And, when you win, it's a great feeling. But then, even now for me, like if we lose, like last year we lost and I was just gutted. So that it's like we're not out there like, hey, everybody likes everybody and we're all on the same team at the end of the day. No, we're there to win a football game. And, both sides want to rip the heads off of the players on the other team. It's just like any other college football game in that regard. And that rivalry is heated. It's not, don't get it twisted. It is not polite on that field.
No, I got to see it firsthand. I was genuinely, I wouldn't say shocked, but I was like, wow, this is real. Like they really hate each other. Like it's up there with like any college football rivalry after like seeing it firsthand.
Yeah, I posted actually. If you go to my Twitter at Captain Cons, I posted a video yesterday from the 2018 game and the long snapper on a punt just going down and decleating a dude, and that still gets guys hyped up. So it's legitimate, man. Say what you will about the quality of the football being played. I think it's very good quality football. Both teams, having a little bit of a down year, but I still think it's going to be a very good game tomorrow.
Absolutely. There's a 2.5-point spread. Go Army, beat Navy.
Love it.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to Sansom Street tonight there in Philadelphia, Center City, Philadelphia, and very much looking forward to the college football show tomorrow with Big Ev and Co.
Yeah, go check
I'll see you
out.
guys down there.
Go check out Cons and Ev and the Zero Block 30 crew at Sampson Street
Tonight at 8.
And
We're watching Rough and Rowdy there as well.
Yeah, Lot N tomorrow.
Yes. Rough and Rowdy will be playing, yeah.
Lot N tomorrow at the stadium. Go check them out. Thank you, Cons. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, fellas. Be well. Have a good afternoon, and beat Navy.
That was a good call from Cons.
Great call.
I'm telling you, it really is.
he-
The rivalry is it really is it's cutthroat when you're there. It's
Obviously, he
insane.
went there, so he
Knows a lot about
everything.
college football.
He does. You're saying that he's allowed to call now because?
Well, I'm just saying we have
somebody
an
left?
opening for college football now. So I mean,
No, yeah. I mean, hey, he does know.
maybe get him in studio sometime.
Former quarterback.
He was a former
On the
quarterback.
field.
Hard to be a quarterback in D1.
Very hard.
Did something happen in Brazil?
Oh yeah, Croatia just
1-1.
Yeah,
Oh
scored.
God!
Wow.
In extra time.
Wow.
116 minutes.
That's-
2 minutes left. We're probably going to go to penalties unless, we're going to penalties.
Penalties are electric.
They are. We'll get back to the calls, but I want to talk to you first about Omaha Steaks. Big, have you ever had Omaha Steak?
Always. My daddy gets them every year.
It's seriously.
They really are. They're great. Burgers. They got everything.
It's a great gift for your dad, honestly, anyone. Go to omahasteaks.com and use code PICS at checkout for $30 off your order. You can build your own gift package. I actually want to. I think I might get my dad Omaha Steaks this year because it's just a great gift. There's so many different cuts, what you want, and every single one, it tastes like you're at like a really good steakhouse.
No, it's high quality. My dad's bought them for years. He gives them as gifts, like my grandfather, like my both my grandfathers, like uncles. Like they really are. They're great. Really, really great. High quality stuff.
So send an assortment of mouth-watering favorites guaranteed to impress, like the legendary Butcher's Cut filet mignon. I love a filet mignon.
They're great. I've had them. They're really, really good.
Crazy that mignon has a G in it, but I always love saying it like that.
Real G's moving sounds like lasagna.
Air
mignon.
chilled boneless chicken, so they got chicken as well. Ultra juicy burgers, even easy to prepare comfort meals that are already in a flash, which is also why I love Omaha Steaks, because it's so fucking easy to cook everything, get everything prepared. So Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com, 50% off site-wide, plus use promo code PICS, PICKS. At checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required. All right, go to Omaha Steaks. So I got this. I love that this is. I love this. This was Baker's win probability. When it was, there's nothing. Even though it's really upsetting because it reminds me of the Daniel Jones when he's running and he falls down it because Quiggs did that. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. 100. It was at 100%. It was like 99.9%, and it's fucking crazy. So I love that.
We gotta start talking about the Raiders just being like they could have easily been either like they're the most variance team ever. They could have 10 wins right now.
They've blown they could
have 10 wins or 10 losses.
They've blown 4 13-point leads. It's an NFL record.
Did you see that Adam Schefter? Like, obviously, it's a stupid stat because teams could be down 30 or whatever. But they're like, it's like teams that are down more than 13 points with 3 minutes left is like 5 and 568, and we've gotten 2 in the last 2 weeks. It's like a crazy stat.
Josh McDaniels also is not catching nearly enough shit. I get like in the sense of like, oh, he made them worse offensively, but he's one of the worst game managers in the league.
Actually,
there's a stat
horrible.
that came out today from they track basically coach decision making and how they allocate their timeouts and challenges. He's the worst in the NFL. He wastes timeouts on unnecessary offensive plays and defensive plays more than any coach in the NFL. He just wastes them.
Well,
so when they get down to crunch time, they have no timeouts.
Ebo, let me ask you this as the data guy. So the situation when they had the fourth and short, what's the data thing in there?
When they kick the field goal at the end?
No. When they punted.
I would have to look. I gotta go back.
The last punt, they were on I think they were on maybe, what were they on the Rams 45? Because they had the 3rd and 1. They ran Jacobs again. He got stuffed. So it's 4th and 1 minute third. What was it a minute 30 left, something like that?
It's probably go there. It's probably go.
Because if they get the first down, it's just game over. A yard for the game. My mic's off?
Don't touch it.
Oh, my bad.
But it's probably go there. The field goal that they kicked in the fourth quarter, that was kick. But they should probably be going for a way off. There was one in the first half too, where they just
That's right.
4th and 2 from the 45, and they didn't go for it there either.
I just think that this is what I think. When you're a team like the Raiders, that's a must-win game. Obviously, must-win. You're going to playoffs. You have the ball. You're up. Was it 16-3 when they 4th down?
Yeah,
16-3. Go for it. You control it. When you're on defense, I understand trusting your defense at all. You shouldn't trust your defense this year. They keep losing it for you at the end of the game, so don't trust them. I know they left 3 points up until the last 3 minutes, but just don't trust them. Use your fucking offense and go for it on 1st down, on 4th down. It doesn't make any sense.
But the Rams also, they had moved the ball. The one they were driving to score, and Akers fumbles on the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
They have moved the ball some.
I just don't get a bit playing pussy football. It makes no sense to me. Every time someone tries to...
I have your answer, Big Ev, on that punt. So Ben Baldwin, he has a bot on Twitter that will basically say which decision is better. Go for it had a 4.2% percentage point difference in an advantageous way. So
first of all,
it was 4% better chance.
4% better chance
you say
to win.
Advantageous to us.
Yes, correct. I didn't word that correctly. There was a 4% better chance to win if they went for it there than
because if they literally just get the yard, it's game over.
Yeah, that's
no
what
time
I'm
out. They
saying.
couldn't take a knees.
I'd rather go down myself than playing pussy, punt it to them, and then they have all the control.
Also, one thing we haven't mentioned too was it was a little bit of a soft call, I thought. I'll admit that, but the Jerry Tillery.
Oh yeah.
With that slapping the ball out of his hand, because you got to think it was 2 things. One, it was a sack, and 2, there was no timeout, so that basically gave them a free timeout.
No, 100%.
Stop the clock, gave him 15 yards.
Soft call, but why are you doing it?
Also, it was kind of weird the way I thought the game went, because I guess tell me if you thought I was biased tonight as just a Rams better, but I thought the Raiders were getting every single call.
Seemed like that.
They even when they called stuff on the Raiders, they would pick up the flag.
Yeah, it seemed like that
twice, and then finally the Tutu Atwell got the pass interference call, which was I thought probably the right call, but it was definitely favorable. He drew the flag.
Yeah.
I don't think he really had any chance to catch the ball. He kind of saw he wasn't going to catch it, just ran into the defender, which was smart. But I thought until then they really hadn't gotten any calls, and then it was after that, then they started just getting the calls. It was I just thought the way the
I'll
refs
tell you what though,
officiated the game was interesting.
Crosby's a dog. That guy's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, he is.
He's
very
so
good.
fast, man. And
Chandler Jones, the 2 of them coming off the edge they were just fucking pinning their ears back and just going.
his tattoos are so cool. They're up to his neck.
101 sick. He went to Eastern Michigan. Since he's white, he just has the black outline.
Yeah.
So it's
that's
just
fire.
his skin.
Yep. That's
It's the E. I don't know why that one stood out to me. I was like, that's pretty sick.
All right, let's take a couple more calls. Ethan, what's going on, man?
Oh.
What's going on, Ethan?
Hey, what's up? So you see the Michigan, obviously you probably did, Marty. How was Michigan only -4.5, -5 last night against Minnesota? I mean, Ben Johnson might be the worst head coach in the whole country, or at least Power 5 basketball coach.
We recorded Round Ball before the game when Hunter was on. He was and obviously he doesn't know the spread or whatever, and I knew it, but I was like, "How do you feel about tonight?" And he's like, I think we're gonna kill them. And they obviously Jalen Llewellyn went down, but Michigan's a way better. Minnesota sucks.
I mean, they smoked them.
They're a horrible team. And when I saw 4.5, I'm like, that's crazy.
Is that a big rule breaker if he even mentions a spread, even if it's not his game?
No, he can't. He can players are definitely see the spread now.
Yeah, of course.
So much shit. You're allowed to know the spread.
No, absolutely. But he would mention it publicly like that.
No, he can we kind of try not to because I don't want to get him in trouble. But he can say oh, we're 4.5, whatever. But you just can't say anything about betting on the sport or whatever. But yeah, no, he's been. That's why Nadu couldn't be on the show. It was fucking nonstop. But him. It's also nice talking to the guy right before the game. But he also did tell me they were going to beat Arizona State by 20, and they lost by 30.
Yeah, fair.
So
I listened to that.
You get both sides. But last night seemed too easy because it was a must-win for Michigan too.
Did. I listened to Round Ball Marty, and I'll be honest, I was in your Twitter mentions. I'm a UNC fan. We're struggling. You were right. I'll be honest. I'm man enough to say you were right.
That's nice. See, is the podcast all right?
Yeah, I like the podcast. I have my own little college basketball pod thing too, and I listen to Round Ball. I like it. I was a former writer, still am, but that bench mob just didn't work. I like Round Ball more.
Hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Ethan. Go listen to Ethan's. What's your podcast called?
March is the Start, Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
There you go. Let's give Ethan a little plug there.
One thing I will say for you though is obviously your prediction about them being out of the rankings is correct, but I mean they could still make a run.
For sure. They did it.
I just feel like they're one of those teams they're the veterans. I'm a huge Caleb Love guy.
It's just dude,
huge Caleb Love guy.
There's a thing about college basketball that people love to get so excited about is returning players that people forget they sucked up until the tournament last year.
Or the 8 seed. No, it's fair. It's fair.
8 or 9 or 8 seed.
I think they were 8.
Yeah, either one. It's just they and the same thing with UCLA. They were an 11 seed. They got hot like that. Yeah. And with the transfer portal, what happened?
They sent a fucking 20-year-old to hit a penalty. Rodrigo just got saved. Why would you send a 20-year-old kid, I think he's 20, 21, as your first penalty taker as Brazil?
So
it's insane.
So in your Zalaman, just for because obviously you know soccer way better than us. Strategically, is Neymar their best shooter scorer? Listen, do you send that guy out first, or how do you approach it?
Penalties. I mean, penalties. Skill and technical ability goes out the window.
Okay.
Penalties is a mind
game.
So you send your strongest personality.
Okay, interesting.
For me personally, they can all strike a football the same. They've all practiced the same. It now becomes mental.
Interesting. So but you think Neymar's going to take a shot for Brazil, right?
I wouldn't send a 20-year-old. Oh, they're just hitting it right down the middle. Croatia's up 2-0 on the penalty shootout.
Wow.
2-0 on the penalty shootouts. Brazil's only taken one and they've missed one. Their next man is up. So I wouldn't. I would go with my experienced players, man. In a big spot like this.
Let me know if it's tied up at one point. All right.
Coolio.
Wow.
Chris from Pennsylvania. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
Doing good. Happy to be speaking to the best gambler in college basketball in the company.
Thank you. Thank you. I love this guy.
So, sneaky bet. So the over for the Steelers-Ravens game, 36.5. Out of the last 8 years, it's 12 out of 16. So always hit the over for that one.
I like that.
That kind of leads into my question. So Steelers are 5-7 now. They can go 9-8. Would you guys rather have a winning season, miss the playoffs, or get knocked out of the first round, or get a high draft pick and take the season?
Draft pick.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm of the belief, because a lot of people were saying this to me with the Giants early in the year. I'm of the belief that two things. One, I think tanking just in general is overrated unless for example, which I don't think the Bengals didn't even do this on purpose, but like a Joe Burrow falls in your lap, which they don't grow on trees. I just don't think tanking is building winning culture. I just don't think it builds a winning franchise, a winning team. Even look at the Sixers. The Sixers, they're good, But I just don't think they're like a get over the hump team. I mean, maybe this is their year. Who knows? I mean, the Celtics are great. It's still early. But I just think in general, like tanking does not build like that winning core that you want. Like I think you like you see even like the Rams last night. Like I understand they have no draft pick, so they have no reason to tank. But like when you're like they're Super Bowl champs, they obviously have a ton of injuries. Everybody's out. They're still playing balls to the wall, and I think next year they can get right back. I just think like the culture and like
I agree.
I don't know, just the feeling around the team is like you're there to win. Like you're not there to lose. Like I just don't.
I agree with you. But
I just think taking in general is overrated.
Hearing him say like you're definitely going to be out in the first round, that's why I say like I'd rather the pick. Like,
but they have but I think about how big that would be for Kenny Pickett.
No, yeah,
it's, like that you're trying to build around this guy.
Yeah, no, it's a good question.
I think you'd rather see him do well and build towards the future, especially when the Steelers are like a pretty good. They draft well, like as long like there's and especially in the NFL draft too. Like there's plenty of good players.
Yeah,
like even if they draft like 20th, like you still can get a player that can help your team immensely. Like year one.
Let's take Mike from New Jersey.
Yeah. Hey, Marty. Hey, Ev. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
Good, man. Good.
Awesome. All right. Lifelong Jets fan here. I'm finally looking forward to Sundays. I haven't felt like that in probably my entire life. So
I could feel that.
Yeah. We're playing angry ball. We're pissed off about the Vikings, and I think Mike White, he's coming in looking to score some points. I think 2 locks for you guys going to be Jets over 1.5 touchdowns and Jets over 16.5 points. Last time we played the Bills, put up 2 touchdowns, scored 20 points, and that was with Zach Wilson. Mike White's a different animal.
This is in Buffalo, correct?
Yes, Buffalo.
Let me tell you something. If the Jets go into
Buffalo,
if the Jets go into Buffalo and beat the Bills, God bless you. I'm not even talking shit about the Jets. I think the Jets have an amazing defense. C.J. Mosley's my guy. Like he's all over the place. I'm so happy that he's been healthy and killing it on the field. Mike White, I love the memes. I love that everyone's saying he's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I hope he is. But if you go into Buffalo with already beating them this year, this team's for real. That's just I'll say that. I don't see it happening, honestly, but I almost hope it does.
The defense is for real for sure.
This team's they're already for real. Just seeing what they've done so far, but we're also road dogs. We win more on the road anyway. I think we're coming into Buffalo trying to prove something, and I think it's going to show how the Jets are going to pull off in the playoffs this year. So yeah, let's go Jets. Not financial advice, probably not a good idea, but I'm sprinkling a little money line anyway. But those would be the 2 locks that I gave you. I think those are solid.
I love it.
Appreciate it. The one thing I guess I would say is I almost feel like the Jets getting 10. It's like so obvious. It's like because I was thinking about because I was looking at the board this week and I'm like, oh, Jets plus 10. Like I love that.
Yeah.
And then the more I thought about it, I was like, that's my simpleton brain.
Yep.
Also then I'm a big like the looking at the money splits. The sharp money is on the Bills. A lot of public money on the Jets, which I understand they beat them already. They're getting 10. The Bills haven't looked like world beaters, but that's the only thing I would caution betting the Bills is like
they haven't blown anybody.
They really have like since early in the season. I feel like they haven't blown anybody out as of late. They
should have lost the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean they didn't look super good against the Browns. I mean they've obviously like the Vikings are a good team. They throw the game away against the Vikings. I don't know, like even though it almost feels like square, I still like the Jets getting 10 with that defense seems like it almost just seems too easy. That's my only pause.
Let's get a couple of these guys in. They've been holding for a while. Spencer from Toronto, what's up, man?
Hey, not much, guys. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Not much, man. So I got some picks for you this weekend. The Lions and Vikings. The Vikings are going to the Lions as 2-point dogs. Give me the Vikings all day, man. Like they've owned this matchup. They've won 9 of the last 10. The Vikings are 10-2. So I mean,
doesn't you saying that they won 9 out of 10, right? They're 10-2 this year. Why are they dogs?
That's what I mean. Like, I don't get it. Like,
That's why it scares me. That's why I don't know if I could put my money on them because it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, dude, I like the Lions a lot.
Me too.
It's just a spot play. It's just like a reading the line to me. It's just the Lions are playing a lot of good ball. The Vikings are a good team, but they haven't been like these. They're another team like they've had some games where they've gotten by close. And I do think they probably overall are the better team, but I think the Lions can win this game for sure. I mean, I just think in some of the games the Vikings have played, like the Jets game, they honestly should have lost. Even that London game, the Saints, like they had their struggles. I don't know. They're one of those teams like they give me a little bit of those Steelers vibes from last year. Like they're good. They're clearly going to be a playoff team, but I just don't know how much I like truly believe in them.
Want to do our picks quick so we can get that done with?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Let's do our picks, and then we'll get some of these callers in. Big Ev, what's your picks?
Well, first I go shout out Fireball. I got the Fireball pick of the day. This one shout out Ebo. Ebo gave me this pick early in the year. It's going to lead to why I'm giving this pick. I bet the Utah Jazz to make the playoffs at plus 550. They've been playing good ball, so tonight we're saying F it. We're betting the Utah Jazz -2 today at home against the Timberwolves. Free your fire, number one shot in America, number one shot in the U.S. Fireball, cinnamon whiskey. That's the effort pick of the day, Jazz -2. Also picks. We're taking Washington plus 16.5 against Gonzaga. I'm literally taking that pick just because I think Gonzaga is just very overrated. 16.5 is a lot. Also for my like hardcore MMA heads, Bellator tonight. On the main card, this is after Rough and Rowdy will be over. We got Patchy Mix, moneyline plus 100. And in the main event, we have these two guys in here going nuts. They hate each other, Raytheon Stotts and Danny Sabatello. Tough with me because I really like both the guys, but I think Stotts gets it done. Raytheon Stotts, moneyline -170. Those are the plays.
Before I get to my picks, TJ is in the back. And I have someone sitting next to me that his team hit a buzzer beater against.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to apologize for cheating?
We didn't make the call.
I went out of bounds.
I didn't make that call.
That's bad.
What's bad?
That's a bad. How did you not see the out of bounds?
Yeah. Out of bounds.
And I'll even.
Guy going out and coming back.
I will even admit.
Start the clock for a second. The refs threw. It was just classic LeBron paying the Ohio State refs to win the game.
The clock. So I will say the clock.
TJ was not ready to be.
I didn't see in real time. I genuinely like the out of bounds. I noticed in real time. I consciously I was like he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, that was bad.
I was like he was out of bounds. He just threw him the ball.
Even the fact that
even when they came up the court, it was so sloppy. I didn't think we were going to get shot off.
Oh, especially
I literally when he got cornered
it
at
was an insane shot.
It was nuts.
I'll give it to him.
It was the only shot he made of the game.
Crazy
only
shot.
Points.
It was the only shot he made of the game.
Big Ten's hard to win on the road. Crazy shot. Shouldn't have happened.
That was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
Speaking of Rutgers, I will be in attendance. TJ will be there as well on Sunday. Who
they playing?
Seton Hall.
Oh wow! Oh,
rivalry. It's gonna be huge. I'm gonna be there with TJ. Actually, I'm going with my brother too. Going to do a little man on the street, show the people what this rivalry is about because they fucking really. I was at Rutgers in September or wherever I was there, and they were like students were like telling me, "Oh, I can't wait to beat Seton Hall." I'm like, I didn't know you guys really hate them that much. But yeah, Rutgers is a real New Jersey school, so I will be there. Eric LeGrand will be there.
Adam Korsak will be there.
Adam, stud.
Ray Guy Award winner.
No, I
punter.
I know the punter. Believe me, I see your tweets. Yeah. I know the punter's going to be
Heisman
there.
Candidate.
Shiano's going to be there. Everyone at Rutgers, it's going to be an amazing time, and if you're there. Make some TJ signs, huh? Let's make some TJ signs.
I need somebody there with a big like cutout of TJ's head.
Yeah,
it's like this, just holding it up.
Yeah, I think I might be in the student section. I'm not sure exactly where I'm sitting yet, but I will be there and also doing man on the street. And I want to see if you're a Rutgers fan, tweet at me. I want to see you guys why the Rack is the best home court advantage there is. All right, my picks tonight. Bryant -13. So at first I had Washington plus 16, and Gonzaga has been so they are just an team, and they get a lot of respect for no reason. I just think that they sometimes do have the abilities to blow teams out, and Washington's been up and like they haven't played anyone crazy, right? I don't think I see their schedule. I haven't seen them play anyone too crazy, but I'm going Gonzaga minus 16.5 and Arkansas State plus 6. College basketball we'll do it for the last 30 seconds. It's been crazy. There's Michigan State was beating teams. Then they lost like 3 in a row. UNC lost 4 in a row. There's Illinois beating Texas. Like, everyone's all over the place, which I kind of like, and I'm telling you it's because of this transfer portal. This transfer portal, these teams can get so good so fast. And also, a lot of these teams can get so bad right away because they haven't played with each other at all. There's no chemistry. There's no more teams that guys have been together for 3 years, You want
to know what team I think obviously I'm a Ohio State guy, but who I'm like really going to get behind to win it all? Houston. I know they're number 1 right now. They're the team I think in the years past I had like not wanted to, and then last year I got behind them. They won me some games and they lost. I think this might be Houston's year.
Let me tell you something. Samson's the best college basketball coach, and
it's great.
As of right now, he's the best college basketball coach. Thank you guys for listening. It was a good show. It was nice talking to the people today. Fluid show. Fluid. Either one. Yeah. All right, that's Pick Central. The Yak is up next. Baker Mayfield for president.